begging you, please delete this stuff.
Begging you, please delete this stuff.
This is my reputation, bro. That one line shattered the internet like glass. The whole drama between Lil Meech and Big Meech just detonated online, way deeper and dirtier than anybody expected. Their family name getting dragged through every corner of social media right now, and the receipts popping up.
50, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone. He like, hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad. And at first, it sounded crazy, but of course, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing. So of course I wanted to do it. I just didn't know if I could do it.
The draft from Randy because it was important to show the origin story, to see the innocence and how they chose to get involved, and then
Insane! People been whispering for months about how they really living, but now everything's out there and the picture looks grim. It all started with those leaked conversations, the ones where Lil Meech sounds desperate, pleading, please delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. Like he knew exactly how bad it was about to get. You can hear the panic, the regret, all mixed into one shaky breath. Then it jumps. But you called. You said it was Cap, though. And he fires back. What was Cap, Demetrius? Boom. That one exchange said it all. That wasn't the voice of a boss, not the son of a legend standing tall. That was the sound of a man cornered, watching the walls close in fast. Every word dripped with panic. His tone, shaky and worn out, like every excuse already burned to dust. He kept circling back, fumbling his own story, trying to patch a hole that already sunk the ship. Then came the fatal confession. He flat out admitted he lied just to get Celina Powell to delete a post. That's straight up humiliation on full display. And once the internet catches you lying, it's over. Screenshots don't fade, and those memes, they'll haunt you way longer than any apology ever could. But this is where everything starts spinning completely out of control. For years, Big Meech's name was legendary.
But you said it was Cap, though. What was Cap, Demetrius?
Celina, I said that to get the post deleted, Celina.
Okay. You're right. But now you want to make me look like a liar in front of the internet. It's crazy, Demetrius.
That's not how I tried to make you seem. I apologize for that.
Untouchable. The streets used to whisper about the BMF kingpins stacking millions, cash stuffed in ceilings, walls hiding secrets, and offshore accounts packed like pirate treasure. The legend said that when he walked free last October, he'd step right back into that mountain of hidden money, living like royalty again. But according to Celina Powell, that whole story might be a fairy tale. She's claiming the BMF fortune ain't what people think, that the empire everyone worshipped could have been smoke and mirrors the whole time. And coming from her, the self-proclaimed queen of exposure, that's a bombshell. She's made a whole career out of putting rappers and celebs on blast. And now she's diving headfirst into Meech family business, saying what's really behind the curtain is ugly, broke, and full of fronting. According to her, Lil Meech isn't just struggling. She claims he's flat out broke. And even Big Meech himself might be right there with him, living off favors instead of fortunes. Wild, right? Celina swears she spent time around Lil Meech and saw the cracks in that big baller image up close. She says he was deep into pills, wildin' out, reckless, slipping hard. But it gets even crazier. Celina says she watched his Lamborghini, Rolls, and Ferrari get snatched right from under him. Not from beef, not from ops, but because the man couldn't keep up with those monster payments and sky-high insurance. Imagine that. Those exotic whips can run insurance bills hitting $8,000 to $10,000 every 6 months. That's another full car note just to keep the car. If your money ain't steady, those bills will bury you fast. That's the kind of flashy lifestyle that looks perfect on Instagram. But behind the filters, it's sinking fast. Celina didn't stop at just the repo drama. Oh no, she cranked the heat all the way up. She dropped another bomb claiming that both Lil Meech and Big Meech are holed up inside one of Floyd Mayweather's Miami mansions. Not owning it, not renting it, just staying there like it's borrowed space or some fancy extended Airbnb setup. That's wild. And when you line up all the pieces, her story starts sounding sounding way too real. Remember when 50 Cent was the first to back away? He didn't just distance himself, he cut ties completely. He canceled the whole BMF TV show and axed that massive Welcome Home Big Meech concert. Both gone in an instant. Those two moves alone wiped out the family's biggest money streams overnight. Once that bond with 50 snapped, the whole foundation started collapsing right in front of everyone. What used to look like an untouchable empire now feels like smoke and mirrors. The cracks are out in the open and the whole world's watching them crumble. It's hard to see it fall apart, especially for the OGs who remember Big Meech's golden era like it was yesterday. Back then, he wasn't just getting money, he was money. He didn't follow trends, he created them. He didn't just flex, he invented flexing. Big Meech wrote the rule book on living large and turned it into a lifestyle that rappers still copy to this day. Picture it, Maybachs and Lambos lined up like toy cars, private jets waiting on standby, the streets watching in awe, diamond watches flooding both wrists, designer fits dripping like water. That was the BMF signature move. Clubs would literally shut their doors just to let the crew roll in. And once they hit the floor, cash rained down so heavy, it looked like autumn leaves falling from the sky. Big Meech didn't just build an empire, he built a culture of power through excess. Flexing wasn't just for show, it was the lifestyle. You didn't prove status by saving, you proved it by how much you could blow in a single night. But now, decades later, every dollar that once hit those floors probably feels like one he wishes stayed locked in a vault. That's the harsh truth. The same game that fed you will eventually starve you if you don't move right. The same spotlight that made you shine will burn you out if you stay in it too long. Flexing reckless always comes with a price. And eventually, someone's got to pay the tab. And what hits hardest? Watching Lil Meech fold under that massive legacy? Like, how do you come from one of the most legendary street empires ever and still end up getting clowned by someone like Celina Powell? That's a brutal fall from grace. She's not exactly the type of woman men brag about. Celina's got that modern-day superhead rep, hopping from one celeb to another, using the chaos to climb higher, and then airing out private business the second the checks stop coming. That's her game, and the streets know it well. Any father with wisdom would tell his son straight up, stay far, far away from women like that. No hesitation. Especially a man like Big Meech, who survived a world built on hustling, betrayal, and the feds breathing down his neck. He knew the streets better than anyone, but Lil Meech clearly didn't listen, or maybe he thought his name made him bulletproof. That's exactly when you slip, when you think you can't fall. And Celina didn't just talk about the cars or the mansion, she went for the jugular. She flat out accused Lil Meech of fighting a serious pill problem. That's not just dangerous to his health, that's a full-blown hit to his image and credibility. Because once people start thinking addiction's got you in a chokehold, every move you make gets judged through that same lens. No mercy, no second chances, just whispers and side eyes everywhere you go. Nothing about his image feels solid anymore. It's all cracking in real time. But then, Celina Powell dropped her wildest bomb yet. She straight up called Lil Meech a snitch. Yeah, she said it loud and clear. According to her, it all traces back to a traffic stop where cops found a gun in the car. She claims that instead of standing tall and taking the charge, Lil Meech pointed the finger at his own homie, the same friend who ended up locked up while Meech walked away clean. Now, whether her story's true or not, once a rumor like that hits the streets, especially with the Meech name attached, that's a stain you can't wash off. In street culture, that word snitch don't fade. It follows you forever. Even a whisper of it can destroy your whole reputation. The streets got long memories and no amount of clout can fix that. Just picture this. If the internet had existed back in BMF's prime, it would have been chaos. Every scandal, every flex, every rumor would have gone viral in seconds. Back in the day, dirt spread slow, through whispers, coded stories, and street talk. But now, one screenshot, one voice note, one video, and your whole image collapses before you can even deny it. That's the world we live in now. And that's why in this digital era, reality hits way harder than image ever could. When you're really winning, you don't have to beg, fake, or overflex for validation. But when your real life's falling apart while you're still posting like a superstar online, trust, someone who knows the truth will pop up with receipts. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Lil Meech is bawling loud for the public but begging quiet behind closed doors. That contrast is brutal. And when the Meech name gets dragged into that kind of narrative, it cuts deep. The hidden message in all this? Simple but powerful. Live within your means. If the cash flow's drying up, there's no shame in dropping the act. Forget the Lambos and Ferraris. If you can't afford them, those toys will drown you faster than they'll impress strangers online. There's nothing wrong with riding in a Honda or Toyota if it keeps your bills straight and your peace steady. Real stability shines louder than fake luxury ever will. And if times get tough, no shame in pawning that extra jewelry or letting go of what you don't need. Because keeping your sanity and staying solid will always be worth more than trying to fake a lifestyle that's already slipping away. Stack your bread in silence, because quiet money is the kind that eventually speaks the loudest. Flash fades fast, and the moment you're out here begging someone to delete posts, blowing up phones, scrambling for damage control, it's already too late. The internet never forgets. Once the footage drops, the damage is locked in forever. Every call can be recorded, every DM screenshotted, every slip-up turned viral before you even realize what hit you. Nothing stays buried anymore. Once it lands online, it's stamped there for life. And if the whispers about Lil Meech drowning in pills are true, then that explains a whole lot of his wild choices and reckless behavior. That kind of battle turns your world upside down. It's a harsh spotlight to stand under when your own actions keep adding fuel to the chaos. When someone's high and lost, they start moving sloppy, trusting snakes, saying the wrong things, and making promises they can't possibly keep. By the time the high fades and reality smacks you, it's already too late. The footage is out, the screenshots are saved, and the audio clips are everywhere. It's the perfect setup for a career to crash live in front of the world. And that's exactly what's happening right now. Recordings popping up one after another, wild claims stacking nonstop, and every new leak hitting harder than the last. And it's not just Lil Meech catching the heat. It's dragging his father's legacy right down with him. The empire they built brick by brick now looks like it's turning to dust. And let's keep it real. Big Meech's name doesn't deserve to fall like that. He's not the same untouchable legend he was in the late 90s and early 2000s, but back then, BMF wasn't just big, it was mythic. Fleets of exotic cars, private jets ready to take off at a moment's notice, VIP sections sealed off, and the streets hanging on every move they made. Just being connected to BMF could skyrocket an artist like Young Jeezy straight into fame. That's how powerful the movement was. But fast forward to today, and it's a whole new game. That kind of loud empire can't survive under the all-seeing eye of social media anymore. Cameras are everywhere, eyes are everywhere, and the tiniest crack in your image turns into a full-blown scandal overnight. The flashy lifestyle that once made them legends is now the same trap pulling them down in public. And the whole world's watching every crumble, every misstep, every fall. Instead of that quiet power once built in the shadows, the Meech legacy is now taking hit after hit. All online, all in front of millions who watch every stumble like it's a live reality show. The name that once echoed through the streets with fear, pride, and respect has become a trending topic. Not for power, but for pain. What we're witnessing isn't just drama, it's the public unraveling of a family that once represented dominance and luxury at the highest level. Big Meech, the man who built an empire out of ambition and street smarts, now moves in silence. Barely seen, rarely speaking, popping up in just a few quiet photos while his son, Lil Meech, spirals out loud for the world to dissect and meme. It's heartbreaking when a legacy this massive starts folding in plain sight. It's not just about money or fame anymore, it's about pride, image, and the weight of expectations crushing the next generation. The same fans who once worshipped them are now tuned in like it's Netflix, popcorn in hand, watching every downfall unfold frame by frame. The applause turned into whispers, the admiration flipped into judgment, and the love that once lifted them up is now pushing them down. Your weaknesses become their payday. The internet never forgets. Every mistake, every slip-up, every screenshot lives forever. And the cruel part? The same crowd that hypes you up today will be the first to drag you tomorrow. Once that switch flips, there's no pause, no rewind, no second chance. Just your past replaying over and over for the world to see. So if you're still locked into this story, show some love. Hit that like, drop a comment, and share this video, because this saga isn't even close to done. The next chapter's already forming behind the scenes, and trust me, when it hits, it's gonna shake the internet all over again.